is taking on a very personal project to help tsunami victims. He's helping out by focusing on one family at a time. As ABC 7's Paul Jeske shows us in tonight's Assignment 7 report, it's nothing new for the professor.
He looks like thousands of other Americans who travel to third world countries for adventure and excitement. But Mark Gold, an East Bay Community College professor, is a veteran traveler on a very personal humanitarian mission. He's putting together a small-scale aid program to help 100 Sri Lankan families get their lives back together following the community-crushing tsunami. Unlike the giant relief efforts of governments and international aid groups, this is very much a kitchen table operation. Still, in the past 15 years, Mark has given away over $65,000 in third world countries to help the poorest of the poor, like building a home for children of sex workers and Indian untouchables who would otherwise be living on the street. These Afghani women can now support their families thanks to Mark's gift of 30 sewing machines. And that's just the beginning.
Once I was on a rickshaw, and the man's rickshaw collapsed, and that was his home and his business. And it only cost $25 to fix it. That was $25 that he didn't have.
This Cambodian man benefited from Mark's generosity.
We were able to buy him artificial limbs. He was dragging himself through the streets of Phnom Penh. It was $50 for a pair of artificial limbs that they fitted on him, and he learned to use and changed his life.
He hits up friends and colleagues for donations.
The smallest one was 49 cents from a 7-year-old boy, and the largest was $5,000 from a woman in New Jersey.
To keep his expenses down, Mark works out of his house here in Point Richmond, and he pays all of his travel expenses out of his own pocket, so that virtually every penny he collects goes directly to people in need. Mark decided to make Sri Lanka the center of his helping hand efforts this year after watching television coverage of the disaster.
It's estimated tens of thousands of Sri Lankans died in the tsunami, and 900,000 are homeless.
Mark plans to use social worker contacts to find 100 families in need.
You can do a lot with a little bit of money. And so fishing poles, fishing nets, sewing machines, carts for selling things on the side of the road.
Thanks to Mark and 100 friends. Paul Jeske, ABC 7 News.
100 Friends is just the name. It could be 1,000 friends. So if you would like to join in, you can find a link to the 100 Friends website at abc7news.com. It's moving to see someone making such an impact in the world.